Commander SpaceOper adjusted his crystalline breathing apparatus as he gazed through the viewport at the blue-green planet below. The Galactic Council had deemed humanity the weakest species in the known universe, frail, slow, and utterly unremarkable. Their technology was primitive, their bodies soft and vulnerable. It would be a simple matter to claim their world for the hegemony. "Begin the descent," he commanded, his voice resonating through the bridge of the massive warship. The crew of tall, ethereal beings moved with practiced efficiency, their elongated limbs graceful in the low-gravity environment they had engineered aboard their vessel. The Zarathi had conquered 17 worlds with ease. Their own planet, Zirion Prime, was a paradise of low gravity and gentle atmospheric pressure. They had evolved as beings of pure elegance, towering, slender, with hollow bones that allowed them to float rather than walk. Their technology compensated for any physical limitations, making them the apex predators of space. As the ship entered Earth's atmosphere, something felt wrong. The deck beneath SpaceOper's feet seemed to press upward with unusual force. He attributed it to atmospheric turbulence and dismissed the sensation. The landing was rougher than anticipated. The moment the airlock hissed open, SpaceOper stepped onto the surface of what the humans called New York City. The effect was immediate and devastating. His knees buckled as an invisible force slammed him downward. The elegant posture he had maintained for centuries crumbled as Earth's gravity, nearly 4 times stronger than his homeworld's, seized him like a cosmic vice. Around him, his crew collapsed in various states of distress, their hollow bones creaking under the immense pressure. What is this force?" gasped Subcommander Vexai, her usually melodious voice strained as she struggled to lift her head from the concrete. SpaceOper tried to activate his hover assist technology, but the gravitational field was so intense that even their advanced systems couldn't compensate. They were trapped, pressed against the ground like insects under glass. That's when the humans appeared. Dr. Sarachin jogged around the corner, her morning run barely interrupted by the sight of the alien vessel. She slowed to a walk, pulling out her earbuds as she observed the strange, elegant beings writhing on the sidewalk. Behind her, construction workers continued their daily routine, barely glancing at the extraterrestrial visitors. "You okay there?" Sarah asked, crouching down beside SpaceOper with ease, her movement fluid and natural despite the crushing force that held him immobile. The commander's eyes, large, luminous orbs that had seen the conquest of worlds, widened in terror and amazement. This small, compact being moved as if the devastating force affecting his people didn't exist at all. She stood, walked, even bent down with casual grace. "This is impossible," he wheezed. "How do you function in this crushing environment?" Sarah tilted her head, confused. "Crushing environment? It's just normal gravity." "You're not from around here, are you?" More humans gathered, a businessman hurrying to work, a mother pushing a stroller, teenagers on skateboards. All of them moved with an ease that seemed supernatural to the prostrate aliens. They carried heavy briefcases, lifted children, performed feats of casual strength that would have been impossible for the Zarathi even in their home environment. We came to conquer," SpaceOper admitted, his voice barely audible. Sarah laughed, not unkindly. "With those hollow bones? In this gravity? That's like trying to swim in molasses." She gestured to a nearby construction site where workers were lifting steel beams. "We've been training in this gravity well our entire evolutionary history. Every step we take is resistance training. Every movement is against a force that would crush most species." The realization hit SpaceOper like a meteor. Humans weren't weak because they were slow because they were incredibly strong. Their compact, dense bodies were forge-hardened by relentless gravitational pressure. They had evolved not in paradise, but in a cosmic gymnasium that had compressed their bones, strengthened their muscles, and made them living weapons of mass and momentum. Your species," he gasped, "you're not weak. You're warriors. All of you." Sarah shrugged, a gesture that would have required enormous effort from any Zarathi. "We're just human. Would you like some help getting back to your ship?" I think there's a medical center nearby that might have some anti-gravity tech. As sirens wailed in the distance and news crews began arriving, ZYXTAR realized the Galactic Council would need to completely reassess their understanding of humanity. They hadn't found a weak species to conquer, they had discovered a planet of being so formidable that they considered crushing gravitational force to be normal. The invasion was over before it had truly begun, ended not by weapons or warfare, but by the simple, terrifying realization that every human was a superhuman by galactic standards.